Sorry, man. Sorry. My power went off. Power just ended. So wait for some people to get back in here, man. Hopefully it didn't mess everything up too bad. Hopefully that ended. What's going on, goalkeeper, man? My bad. Everything just went. It went boom on me, man. The whole house, the power just went out in the house real fast. So we'll be back, man. Glad I didn't get my videos out today because now you guys might get the second bit of notifications. Wait for some people to get back in here, man. But yeah, I was going off for a little while, man, because you guys get on my nerves, man. Just go away with all this nonsense. Get some content, man. Talk about what you want to talk. Utah didn't like you teaching about discipline. Hey, man, it is what it is. Ivy Webb, hey, don't nothing matter now. We got Ivy Webb back in the house, man. That's what's up. I got Ivy Webb. He said, "God, good talking to you on Twitter." Yeah, man, that was cool, goalkeeper. I'm glad you let me know who you were, so I knew that the names were because the names were different, man. That's what's up. Yeah, I enjoy talking to you on Twitter. I like going, but now Twitter, I'll troll with people on Twitter. Yeah, man, we'll wait till some people get back, man. My bad on that. Really, my bad on that. Yeah, Ivy Webb, it's all good now that you're back. You're back. We happy. But yeah, man. So let's get on some of these other topics real quick. Drink more water. Yeah, we back, man. We're back. Hey, thanks. Hey, Tyrone, thank you, man. Yeah, that last one I'll put that up on Patreon. That'll be a Patreon. That'll be a section in the Patreon where I do that talk. But I got some other stuff, man, that for boxing, related to boxing, that we're gonna put on the Patreon page that I think you guys are gonna really like, because I'm gonna have a lot more freedom over there to talk about that, man. Yeah, we're back. Drink more water. Yeah, we back. Killing it while you were cooking. Killed it while you were cooked. What? Oh, killed it while you were cooking up. Hey, thanks, man. Look, it is what it is, man. You kids just leave me alone, man. Just come on, man. Go away. Just go the fuck away. You know what I'm saying? Just go away. Why you talk about people that don't want to talk about you, man? Go away. You know what I'm saying? Go away. Nana said, "Been actually watching your videos and love every bit of it. Love from Africa." That's what's up, Nana. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good to know people out there and the people in Africa like the show, man. I got on the Patreon. I'm doing a section about African boxers. I didn't realize that there was, what is this guy's, like a light flyweight. I think he's the IBF light flyweight from South Africa. That's a good fighter, man. Really good fighter. I see Wilder winning by KO. Pitbull University. Oh yeah. So let's get on these things, man. I'm really well, how you say it? Hey, so Corn Girl 60 for 9, you were giving too much good advice. Dude, that guy gets on my nerves, man. Like, people don't even realize that their own biases. Like, and I've noticed that from people like that, specifically people like that don't realize that their parents instilled a lot of discipline in them. Like, you think that something you learned from the age of like 2 and 3 is a trait. No, man, you just had somebody around you that was demonstrating that for you, or they were modeling it for you on a regular basis, and you don't remember. Like, we don't remember. Oh, Pitbull, you on your Spanish channel? That's what's up, Pitbull. Okay, cool. Hey, Pitbull University. Let me know what the name of your channel is. Let me know what the name of your channel. Tell me what your first name is, so I make sure that I know when I wrench you up. That said, that ain't no craziness. Because if you're gonna be out here, you need to get them wrenches out here, man. Look, man, people get stuff modeled for them in a young, yeah, exactly, conditioning. Like, you think that the reason that you're organized and you just, oh, there you go. All right, we moderate that up. All right, Pitbull. All right, man, you there? You get a lot of stuff instilled in you at a young age, and you don't even remember when it happened. You know what I mean? Well, I said we met. Yeah, there you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Got it right. Thank you. Said Vladimir's dead. Okay, no, that's not me. Can't get right hidden. What do you can't get right? What? Greetings and love from hell. Hey, man, get out of there. Get out of there, homie. D-Style Boxing, what's good, man? All right, man. My flow got messed up because my electricity snapped on and off. But I did make I think it just happens in this house more than it's happened in this neighborhood more than it has other ones, man. But anyway, so back on the title of this video. First of all, all this Gervonta Davis stuff, man, I think people are overreacting. And I've been guilty of overreacting before. When you're making fun of people that you don't like. But some people acting like it was Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz. From all the talking, I would have swore. I mean, it was Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz won. For all the talking, I would have thought Gervonta Davis got beat up or something. I had to go back and watch the fight again. It was like, hold on, man, where's this ass whooping that Gervonta Davis took? Where am I missing? Am I missing something? I could have sworn he knocked that dude down like 3 times, won every round. He got hit a couple times, but it seemed to me like that Yuriorkis Gamboa was just holding a lot, trying to stay up. Like he'd throw a punch, rush in, grab, hold. I mean, and Gervonta Davis is literally pushing him off with 2 hands, holding him back like this. Shit, that tire anybody out. People saying he was exposed, winning every round and 3 knockdowns, and you're exposed. Just think about it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, on the real, that's ridiculous. To say he was exposed in a fight he dominated, but why would that be, right? KA was in survival rules. But think about why you'd say that. Okay, like that's I got another Patreon video up in there about God, Doug, man. Empathy, right? So get yourself in the mind that somebody would say that. You had to have expected for him to absolutely run through. Oh, Trill Boxing Talk was Tank hatred today? No, they don't like Tank. They don't like little Tank, dog. Black Fight fan don't like little Tank. I can understand. That's okay. That's all right. He don't know who Lomachenko is. I mean, he don't know who Orlando Salido is. That's okay. Look, man, I understand. I knew what that situation was going to be. You put Lomachenko, you put Gervonta Davis in a situation where he cannot win, and that's what it is. If Gervonta Davis would have knocked out Yuriorkis Gamboa in the first round, it would have been because he knocked out somebody that was overhill who was garbage, right? So there was no scenario that Gervonta Davis was going to walk out of there impressive. With an impressive performance. That was set as soon as the fight went off. That's why I kept making these videos. I was like, this is going to be a good fight. This had the makings of a fight that was going to be good. And the reason I said it was because Gervonta Davis, because first of all, Gervonta Davis and Yuriorkis Gamboa are the same size. Number 2, Yuriorkis Gamboa is going to try to do everything he can do not to get knocked out. He's an old vet. He's a vet. He's going to try. I didn't think he never tried to win the fight. Okay. He tried to survive. There's just no way that he was going to be successful in that fight. There's just no way. But I thought that people were like, oh, come on. This is not going to be a good fight. Where's Fahim Satur? Fahim Satur on Twitter sent me an eye roll. Like he rolled his eyes. When I said that on Twitter, I was like, no, I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be a good fight. What's going on, Narco Champion TV, El Bruto? Abu Khalid Harrison L said he was definitely in survival mode. Yeah, man. Oh, by the way, man, if I missed your super chats, let me do something real quick. I'm going to do it in pieces because I don't want to have to look at it for a real long time. But I'm going to go back and make sure that I read the super chats because I'm pretty sure that I missed some super chats when the channel shut down. So I want to make sure you guys get them read. But I'm going to go back and get it in a second. Gervonta threw a punch that ruptured that man's Achilles. Yeah, exactly. Dude, I've been going back and forth with people in the comment section about that. Like he fought a guy that was injured. He got it. Shoot. He injured him. I mean, he injured him. He hit him. He hit him. What's going on? Hey, happy New Year's to you, Narco Champion TV, El Bruto. What's going on, SJ Fish 101? Look, man, Gervonta Davis hit that boy. He knocked him down. Whatever he did to his ankle or his foot, that happened when he got decked. Okay? That's an injury caused by a knockdown. And there you go. You can't take that. That's something that Gervonta Davis did to him. That wasn't like he was just walking around and turned his ankle and his ankle just went pop all of a sudden. Personally, I don't think he was injured, just a shoe malfunction. Hey, man, it could be either or. It could be a shoe malfunction because Gervonta Davis hit him and the shoe popped loose, or he hit him and he got hurt. Anyway, the but-for cause of his injury was Gervonta Davis. People get injured. That's the purpose of a boxing match is to what's going on, two left hooks. The purpose of a boxing match is to injure the guy. So he injured him. And then he commits to winning every round and knocked him out in the 12th. Even this, he was exhausted. Dude, if he was that exhausted, how did he get a knockout in the 12th? He knocked him out in the 12th. It's not like he was gassed. If he was gassed, he would have got him earlier. Why do you say that? He knocked him out in the 12th. I thought when you carry knockout power into the 12th round, it's because you are in good condition. And he said, look, man, Pitbull said, look, man, I'm not a big fan of Gervonta Davis due to the trash talk he's on, but yet we must respect that face, that he is a good boxer and getting better. Yeah, man, the dude is a good fighter, man. He's in a win-lose situation with a lot of people. And I understand why. I understand why he's in a little and some of that is of his own making. You know? Somebody asked me on Twitter, or no, man, who asked me? It was you, Goalkeeper. Goalkeeper and I were chopping it up on Twitter. And he asked me my opinion on why he thought why I thought that was the case. And there can be multiple reasons for the same, multiple causes for the same phenomenon. Some people they like Devin Haney, or they like Vasily Lomachenko. Other people just don't like Tank. And I can understand people not liking Tank because Tank be talking Tank be talking shit now. You know what I mean? Tank will talk something. So I can understand why some people might not like Tank because they don't like Tank's personality. I can understand that. And some people just don't like Tank because they don't like the PBC, right? And they just looking for one reason or another to crap on an event. And I think this is the perfect storm of all three. Certain people like Gervonta, certain people like Devin Haney, certain people like Lomachenko, certain people do not like Tank, and other people do not like the PBC and don't want nothing the PBC does, can be successful, right? Now you see that they had all kind of people in Atlanta, a sellout in Atlanta, so they can't say the tickets didn't sell. Right? They can't say the tickets didn't sell. And you can't even say it wasn't an exciting fight because it was an exciting fight. You got your money's worth in that fight, right? But watch, if he had knocked him out, it was just a setup and what a waste of time. I am glad, though, for the first time with Jack Reese in a while, that they actually didn't stop that fight because dude wanted to stop in the second round. And Jack Reese was like, you ain't quitting. Get back in here. That shit was crazy. Ali trash talk and Sugar Ray Leonard trash talk. It has much. It has boxing as much as part of the gloves. Yeah, but that's not what I think. Tank. I don't think that's the type of Tank. The talking that Tank is talking. They talking about with Tank. You know what I mean? Trap House boxing has tunnel vision. Bud or Dud, man. Hey, first of all, I ain't no dissing of Trap House on this channel. On this, Trap House is a good dude, man. Trap House likes Bud. But Bud's got people, Bud supporters in a trick bag. Period. They got him in a trick bag. And there's no way out of the trick bag. Okay? The things that Bud say run directly contrary to the arguments that Bud fans make. So it's what it is. You can't be it's not Trap House's fault. It's Bud's fault. Because see, I know what Trap House is thinking. At least I believe. Trap House thinks that Bud Crawford is a better fighter and that Terrence Crawford believes that he's a better fighter than Errol Spence Jr. is. So when the fight happens, I believe that Trap House believes that Bud's going to win the fight, and that Bud believes he's going to win the fight. And since the outcome is Bud winning, that all that other stuff is just a way for the loser not to get into the fight. That's what I believe that his viewpoint is. And it's coming from a point of view of extreme confidence. Hey, leave this dude Edwin Sadlevar alone. Do not kick this dude out, because I am about to murder him. Okay? You sit your ass right there. Oh, don't delete his message. Don't time him out. See y'all quick. I'll get to you, Edwin, because you're easy money. Okay, and I'm in a mood to slap you around. So anyway, that's what's going on with Trap House, and that's reasonable. The problem is that Bud's mouth and Top Rank's actions. Yeah, don't worry, St. Cruz, and we'll get to it. They're contradictory to what, if you don't have that assumption about the fight, that Bud can just win this fight, and this is something that Bud's, if you just look at what's said, Bud's statements contradict the opinion that his fans have about the fight, because Bud is playing prima donna, and that's just a fact. When you say something like, or I won't say it's a fact, I'll say that it is a reasonable conclusion to draw that Terrence Crawford is being a prima donna when Terrence Crawford says, I don't need any of those guys, right? And I'm in the Hall of Fame without them. When he signs a rematch, when he signs for a fight, when he renews with Top Rank, knowing perfectly well that he can't fight, that PBC fights are going to be hard to make. When he says things like, I only want to fight champions, but yet you just fought 3 guys without belts in a row, that's hard. That's hard to jive, right? Because Bud is saying one thing, but he's doing something else. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Bud said that he only wants to fight champions. Sean Porter has nothing to offer, right? Now, that is something that's been attributed to him that I think actually came from him in 2 different statements combined into one, but he said those. You know, there's Sean Porter has nothing to offer. He's only interested in fighting champions. That's what he said. But he just fought, besides the mandatory, throw the mandatory out, he fought Amir Khan, who has nothing to offer him and has no belt. He fought Jose Benavidez, who has no belt and is no draw. So why would you say that you only want to fight champions and Sean Porter doesn't have a belt, nothing to offer, when you just fought guys that fit that same scenario? There's something, unless the only way that makes sense is if there's something else that Sean Porter does or does not have that those other guys do that you're just not mentioning, right? There has to be something else. There's something different about Sean Porter than Amir Khan and Jose Benavidez. Reasonable minds would assume that it's being a former welterweight champion and being a much more difficult fight than Amir Khan or Jose Benavidez. That's the problem with the arguments that Bud fans are making. Because Bud, it makes it, if I was a Bud hater, trust me, you guys would never get out of an argument with me because you don't have anything to work with. You don't have anything to work with. Period. You don't have the fights he's actually had. Bud Crawford has not fought. That's just a fact. He's not fought a top welterweight yet, and he's pushing on 2 years as a champion. You guys want to say, what the Bud fans want to say is, or Bud supporters want to say, or Errol Spence haters want to say, or people that just want to argue with me to get views want to say, is that that's because everybody else is ducking Bud. That's you don't know whether they're ducking him or not, especially when Kenny Porter said that he wants to fight. And Danny Garcia said, pay me enough money, I'll take the fight. So clearly there's two guys at the PBC that are willing to at least entertain the fight. Kenny Porter said the PBC is green lighted the fight. So Bob Arum said, oh, this fight is easy to make with Al Heyman. It'll take 10 minutes. So if the Errol Spence Jr. fight is easy to make in 10 minutes with Al Heyman, then why wouldn't Sean Porter be? Why wouldn't Danny Garcia be? Why wouldn't your Danny Zugas be? Right? The problem is you guys, that Bud Crawford is giving you guys a bad argument to work with. Period. Okay? I'll give you an example. I love my son to death. I love my son to death. Much more than I love his teachers. Okay? I don't like I don't know his teachers. I don't care, give a rat's ass about his teachers. But if my son doesn't turn in his homework, then tells me that he did his homework, I go to the teacher and the teacher says, I didn't get his homework. And then we go into his locker and I find his homework that he did balled up in the bottom of his locker. I know he didn't turn it in. As much as I love my son, he's giving me nothing to work with when I'm talking to his teacher. It's not a matter of me hating on my son. I love my son. He's just in the wrong. And when I'm talking to the teacher, if I thought the teacher was really being prejudiced against him and really trying to do something, was really trying to make my son fail, I would have all kind of problems with the teacher because this is my son. But I found the homework balled up in the bottom of your locker. So what can I say? Son, you're not giving me anything to work with. I have to side with the teacher. That's just what it is. That's what Bud is. You want me? I like Bud, dude. And here, to you morons that said I'm a hater, where are your videos calling Bud the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? You can go onto my channel and I guarantee you, I've said no less than 50 times, Bud Crawford is my #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Let me talk. I ain't letting you talk for shit. Get the fuck out of here, Sandoval. You ain't talking. It's my channel. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going to put you on timeout. Nah, dog, you don't get to share your opinion. This is my opinion. Okay? Get your own channel. If you feel a real need to express whatever you want, whenever you want, take your ass to your other channel. Go some fucking where else. Pitbull said, why Errol and Pac are not looking for a Bud fight. I do not know that they're not. I don't know that they're not. Definitely don't touch Pitbull. I don't know that they're not. I don't know that they're not. I know Errol Spence Jr. said, do you box, man? Look, man, watch what I'm not going to do. I am talking about one thing. You are not going to take me on to another conversation for the hell of doing it. Okay? Who cares if I box? What does that have to do with whether or not Bud Crawford said he would not fight Sean Porter? Because Sean Porter has nothing to offer. If I was an Olympic gold medalist in the 115-pound division or whatever that is, if I was a 5-time Olympic gold medalist, what the fuck would that have to do with the answer to that question? What would that have to do with the answer? I know you can't answer. I'm asking you a rhetorical question because the answer is obviously nothing. Okay? Please, we don't do that around these parts. Okay? What difference does it make if I boxed? Have you ever written a contract? You ever written a contract? Have you ever climbed a mountain? Have you ever played hopscotch with a redhead girl named Sarah? Huh? None of that shit has anything to do with whether or not Bud Crawford said what Bud Crawford said or not. Okay? Nothing. So please, skip town with that. Okay? Skip town with that. Now, back to my man Pitbull. I don't know. I don't know whether they're trying to fight him or not. I don't know. I know what Errol Spence said. Errol Spence said that he wants to fight Sean Porter, who had a belt and he beat him, right? He wants to fight as mandatory. He's going to fight either as mandatory, which Pitbull, that there is Pitbull. I got you, Pitbull. Is the WBC mandatory? Mauricio Suleiman himself said Errol must fight Danny Garcia or the IBF mandatory next. That is what Fanon, you and I want Pac, Errol, and Bud to fight. Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. Yes, I do. But see, I got you on Mauricio Suleiman, right? See, I got you, right? The WBC mandated a fight between he and Danny Garcia. That's a mandatory. Just like Bud's mandatory was Igis Klimas or Igis Kavawaki. I didn't say anything bad about Igis Kavajabawaki, whatever his name is, right? So the WBC has to make Bud a mandatory. Bingo. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Make him a mandatory. Make him a mandatory. And watch Bob Arum not make that fight. Nah, dude, that is a myth, homie. Unification does not trump mandatory unless the WBC says so. Okay? And the WBC can interpret their rules based on what they consider to be the best interest of boxing. Read the rules, homie. Read the rules. Okay? I've read the rules. I know the WBC rules. Okay? Not quite like the back of my hand, but I know it as well as I know how to drive around this neighborhood. Okay? I don't know the numbers of the street signs, but I know where the house is. Okay? I know where the house is. And the very first section of that deal of that rule says that the interpretation of the rules by the I don't remember what Mauricio Suleiman's title is, but basically he can do what he wants to do as long as he considers it to be in the best interest of boxing. Okay, but that's what Errol's trying to do, and Errol Spence has done what he said he's going to do. Errol Spence didn't say something like, "I'm going to the Hall of Fame whether or not I fight Terrence Crawford or not." He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He didn't say he wouldn't fight Sean Porter. He wanted to fight Sean Porter before Sean Porter even had a belt. By the way, Errol Spence wanted to fight. Fanon, you dancing around the fight. I'm not dancing around the fight. Make the fight, then we'll talk about what happens in the fight. Would you like to have that conversation, Black Ham? I'll have no problem having that. No, unification always over a pointless mandatory. No, because you're calling it pointless. There's no such thing as a pointless mandatory. There's no such thing as a pointless mandatory is an oxymoron. Okay, like a fat man named Curly. He's a mandatory because he earned his shot. He came up the rankings. The WBC or the IBA, or the sanctioning body said, this is somebody you have to fight. There's no such thing as a meaningless mandatory. Because the meaning is that you're satisfying your mandatory requirement. Okay? And that, my friend, is very important in boxing, because if you don't have mandatories, what good is the ranking system? Because then you can be stuck in the 1930s, like 1930s and 1940s, where fighters can just skip over guys like Charlie Burley because, hey, they're not mandated to fight them, so who cares? Okay? That's why mandatories are important. Okay? If there was mandatories that were enforced mandatories, then you wouldn't have went from the mid 1910s all the way to the 1930s without a black heavyweight champion. Because somebody would have mandated a guy in the ranking system fight him. Okay? Mandatories, although we have short memories because we don't like to study history, we don't like to read. The reason that the mandatory is there is so people that deserve shots get them, regardless of the politics of boxing. Yassa. Dude is like a fly interrupting the picnic. Nah, man, that's what it is, dog. Because mandatory, because you don't know, you got to fight the fights to win the fights, dog. You got to fight the fights to win the fights, okay? And the guys, if he's a mandatory, he deserves his shot. He should get his shot, okay? How people get to be mandatories and all that, that's a different conversation altogether, and y'all can do whatever y'all want to do with that conversation. But I'm saying, hey, I don't have any problem And note, when I did that, I didn't criticize Terrence Crawford for fighting Aegis Mama. I didn't say shit about him fighting that guy because it was a mandatory. I also didn't say anything bad about him fighting Terrence Crawford. How about this? If you think mandatories are meaningless, how about the fact that Terrence Crawford is a WBO champion because he's a mandatory? Ooh, hey, BFTB, watch this. Oops. If there wasn't a mandatory, Bud wouldn't be a champion. How about that? Did I miss that? Can I get an amen? I like the amen. Oops. Oops. If there wasn't for mandatories, Bud wouldn't be a champion because Jeff Horn would not have fought him. Jeff Horn could have fought whoever Jeff Horn wanted to fight and wouldn't have had to fight Bud. Bud would have had to have somebody voluntarily fight him to get a shot. Guess who else would not be a champion if there was not mandatories? Errol Spence Jr. would not be a champion if he was not a mandatory. Okay? You know where they would have been? Errol Spence would be fighting at 160 pounds to get a shot. That's what he'd be doing. Because there ain't no way if I do believe Kell Brook, he was his mandatory because there was a purse bid, the IBF mandatory, right? See, it's funny. It's funny how two fighters that would not have had their belts if they were not mandatories shouldn't fight mandatories. Huh? Yeah, you should have to be contenders to become a mandatory, but Bud didn't. Bud was a champion at 140. So they gave him the mandatory, just like Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk ain't beat nobody, but he's the mandatory. But he's the mandatory for the WBO heavyweight for Anthony Joshua and ain't fought nobody. But that's what happened with Bud. Okay? That's what should have happened to Lomachenko, but Lomachenko got franchised. Canelo got franchised. But that is, my friend, is a step backward. There's a reason that there's mandatories, man. Didn't Kell Brook just say he wished he ducked Spence? Yes, they wish they would have dropped the belt. Dropped the belt. That's what, or offered some money to get him to go away. That's what they wanted to do. Okay? Relinquish the belt and roll on. Okay? Or try to pay Errol Spence Jr. enough money not to fight him. Step aside money. Where the buyer's like, all right, Bud mandatory will happen. Wait for me. Hey, now I see the pit bull. It's supposed to be a bully pill pit. Bully pull pit, not a pit bully. Okay? You're not supposed to be a pit bully. Say it's gonna happen. Watch me. Hey, man. Then make it a mandatory. Hey, if he makes it a mandatory, then make it a mandatory. You know what'll happen, Pitbull, if that's a mandatory? If that's a mandatory, the fight goes off in 2021. That's 2021. 2021. What's the difference? If he becomes a mandatory, he has to be a mandatory in 2021. Because Errol Spence already got Yurka Sturdy Dirty as whatever his name is. You know I'm the real. I know Pitbull. I'm saying it's a real. I know. Yeah. I'm just saying Pitbull University so people know who I'm talking to. I wouldn't have rinsed you up if I wouldn't have said that. They said it at least will happen. Maybe if Bud really wants to fight. Man, hey, if Bud wanted to fight, he could have made that fight, man. But anyway. I am not a Bud Crawford hater. You guys just making it hey man, we got 284 people in there. A lot of y'all probably already hit the like button before, but hit the like button again, man. Get the likes up in this mug. But hey, look, man, it's not my fault that you guys don't have a good argument. Okay? It's not my fault. It's not. If you guys can make a better argument if you can make an argument that was not, opposed by the objective facts, we wouldn't be in this situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what can you do? I I got the guy as my top pound for pound guy, okay? That's ahead of Spence, right? I'm not saying he's trash. I don't have any problem with him fighting Igas Kaminamina. None of that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. See? And that's why you boys don't want to talk about it. I can beat this argument on my page. I'll just make a page about him. I'll just make a video on my page and talk about how that's not right. And everybody that doesn't agree can come along. We'll make fun of Fanon. While Fanon is off his channel, living his life, not giving a fuck about what you think. What is this though? You wasn't saying 3 months ago. I wasn't saying what 3 months ago? I wasn't saying what 3 months ago. Don't hide them. Unhide them. What wasn't I saying 3 months ago? You mean before Canelo Alvarez popped dirty for performance-enhancing drugs? I wasn't saying it? Yes, I was. I said 1A, 1B. That's what I said. It was between him and Canelo. But then Canelo popped dirty, and I couldn't take it no more. Okay? I can't take it no more. When they lifted the levels of Computerall and he got franchised, I couldn't take it no more. Okay? I had to take him off. All right? I had to. But I ain't never had Errol Spence above him pound for pound. I have not. So stop lying on me. Hey, thanks, Pitbull. So stop lying on me. Okay? Let me tell you. What's that? What's that? Man, Fanon, about Canelo, let me tell you. You know better than I do. Okay? You know better. You know better than I do about that. Okay, I know you know better than I don't know about that. So I'm on the way outside looking in on Canelo issue. Okay, I don't speak Spanish. I ain't in Mexico. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that other than what I see from the way on the outside. And being way on the outside, I had to slap him. Boop. Still got him high. No, I don't rate him. I just can't rate him. Can't. This is a fact, brother. What do you say? Bob Bennett told me himself. He told me that he wanted to hang him, but he had his whole crew go to Mexico and eat those tacos. They came back dirty. Yeah, I believe. But why are you eating the tacos? I don't doubt that there's stuff in the taco meat, but here's my thing. If I want to use Clenbuterol, I'm going to take my ass to Mexico and go eat some tacos. Now I got to mask it. You can't have a taco become a masking agent. You know what I mean? It's like you can use a taco as a masking agent. I bet them tacos good as shit, though. That's just what but like I said, man, it is what it is. You say, yeah, man, once you in Mexico is the way it goes. Hey, man, well, look. Like I said, man, I'm way on the outside looking in, dog. That is some shit that I can't say that I have the facts that you have. Matter of fact, I know for certain I do not have the facts that you do. Okay, so I'm way on the outside looking in on that, man. He said, yeah, okay. All right. That's an point in fact. Do you see? Now watch this. This is some shit some of you bums don't do. Y'all don't know who real Pitbull is. I know who real Pitbull is. So since I know who real Pitbull is, and real Pitbull is saying this, I know that I cannot have an argument with the real Pitbull about it. Because I know that the real Pitbull knows more about the circumstance than I do. So you morons, try that. If you want to actually debate people and have a chance of winning, know more about a circumstance than they do. Okay? Your ad hominems, your ad populums, your straw man arguments, your all that crap you're trying to pull, trying to confuse correlation with causation, all that other corny shit you guys try to do that you think is going to work with the kid. Do it the other way. Do how the real Pitbull just did. I know you know, Fanon, who I am, and I know you know who I am. and what I know and the access that I have. And I know that you know that I know that you don't have that. So don't argue with me about that shit. That's what the real Pitbull just did. And so I say, I bow my head and move on and try to get out of the conversation by having a soliloquy about other people, right? But respect, real Pitbull. Respect, for sure. 100 miles an hour. When it comes to the boxers, my man, we must respect all of them. As boxing fans, we just need to have our preference, but respect all boxers. I respect Bud. I respect that. I got Bud way up there. I respect Canelo too. Canelo Alvarez can fight his ass off. Okay? Canelo Alvarez can fight his ass off. I just watched the fight for Canelo Alvarez from back in 2008. It was on, I think it's up on the DAZN. It's up on the DAZN side. I was watching the fight that he had against Gomez, a guy from South America the other day, man. I had Canelo as my number one pound for pound dude. He's got the best active resume in all of boxing, and one of the best skill sets. The dude can box. The guy can slug. The guy's got excellent defense. The guy's got dog. And I thought he won both Gennady Golovkin fights. I've been a huge supporter of Canelo Alvarez. That computer raw and the franchise just got me though. It got me. But Fanon, I think, but respect. I respect what you're talking about for sure. 100 miles an hour. Fanon, I think Bud and Errol want to fight each other, but it's the people behind the scenes with the money. They're not making this fight. Look, man, dude just got in a car accident, and he's got a mandatory. That's it. Thing about Canelo, keep on growing as a person, as a fighter. He did learn from Mayweather the fact, yeah, dude can fight, man. Dude can fight. I mean, Canelo. Anybody say Canelo can't fight is bugging, because that boy can fight. I want to see the Charlo fight, but I ain't about to say, oh, I think Charlo's going to run through that dude. He beat Jacobs. Jacobs is not a soft touch. It's just with Canelo, it's a little bit of a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Man, Spence don't want no smoke. How do you know? What he said he said he wanted to fight him. You just think he's lying? You just think he's lying for the heck of lying or something? Like, hey, whatever, I'm just gonna make some shit up. I'm gonna beat these guys, then I'm gonna go beat him. What's wrong? Why would you think he's lying about that? Oh, but as far as skipping over the actual fight, bro, Spence ducking who? His last fight was a unification fight, man. Who'd he duck? How'd he duck? His last fight was a unification fight. His fight before that was him trying to get a mandatory, trying to get a unification fight, and he settled for Mikey Garcia. How do you duck when you just unified in your last fight? You're just talking. See what I mean? You're just talking. Listen, at this point in time, let me help you guys out, okay? Let me help you guys out, because you guys suck at this. So let me help you out. This is what you say. When this fight happens, Bud is going to beat Errol. That's what you do. Period. That's the only way you're not going to just lose, okay? Based on what's out there. That's the only way you're going to do it. So let me help you, because you guys suck at this. Errol Spence Jr. will lose to Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford is a better fighter. Terrence Crawford has more, can fight from southpaw to orthodox. He's got better power. All of that shit. Have that conversation, because then we can talk about, okay, what would happen in the fight. You don't lose that argument, okay? But you guys here are talking about 2 + 2 is 5, and I'm telling you it's 4, and you guys just want to keep talking about the shit's 5, okay? You lose. That's why I'm telling you guys suck at this. You guys really do truly suck at it. You guys suck at making arguments, because your arguments fall in on themselves, okay? Like for you to tell me that Errol Spence Jr. is ducking Terrence Crawford. Why? Has Terrence Crawford really actively asked for the fight? Have they sent an offer for the fight? Has he Bob Arum that you know of sent an offer to Errol Spence Jr.? No. Has Bud made an offer to Errol Spence Jr.? No. Has Bud called for a meeting and said the only person I want to fight next, I don't care who it is Errol Spence Jr. next? No. All Bud has said, I don't care who I fight. I don't need him. Okay. So he didn't call him out. So how could he be ducking somebody that didn't call him out? Oh, he could be a mandatory. We just had a conversation with the real Pitbull, and the real Pitbull said, that maybe we should have the WBC make him a mandatory, which tells you he's not mandatory. So he's not a mandatory. Terrence Crawford ain't really ever called him out, said he doesn't even need him. Says the fight ain't going to happen to 2099. Where's the duck? I'm just wondering, where's the duck? Where was the blow or the move that caused him to duck from it? No, you're just using that word. No, he didn't. No, he did not. Crawford did not call out Errol Spence. I want Errol Spence Jr. next. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He said, everybody knows who I want to fight. I want to fight them all. I want to fight them all. That's what he said. I want to fight them all. That's what he said. Okay. You can make some, clearly you're interpreting it that way. I can understand how you would interpret it that way, but he didn't call it. No, I don't want the link because I already know what he said. I've heard him say he does not need him. I want to fight anybody. Anybody, including Errol Spence. Yes, I know the words that you're going to say. If you want to fight, send an offer sheet. I want to run for president. I don't have no intent on doing it. Anyway, Errol Spence Jr. got injured. So the fight's not happening this year because he's already got fight set. Who's Bud going to fight? This is where you fall apart. He won't fight Sean Porter. What about Sean Porter? Is he ducking Sean Porter? No. Sean Porter just has nothing to offer, right? Well, that's why I'm saying your argument falls in on yourself. Because if what's going on, D-Style? If Sean Porter manager can say, we had to go ahead to fight Terrence Crawford, Bob Arum, call me, give me this, send me an agreement. Now, I think it's reasonable for Sean Porter to say that, his manager to say that, because number one, his manager is not a lawyer. His manager is not drafting agreements, is not drafting contracts. Top Rank can draft a contract in a hot second. They can draft a term sheet by the end of the hour. Okay, they've got templates. They've got boilerplate templates. They can stick the money, stick the location, stick the rematch, all in there. Send that shit off by the end of the day. They can send it by the end of the day. So for me, that's reasonable to say that, hey, send me an offer. Let's start negotiating. That's an offer to start negotiating. If Bud says he has nothing to offer me, is that a duck? Isn't that a duck? No, that's not a duck. That's what you guys say. That's not a duck. Why isn't it a duck? Because Sean Porter has nothing to offer. Well, what does Terrence Crawford have to offer Errol Spence that Manny Pacquiao doesn't have to offer, and then some? That's me. Is that more clear? I'm waiting. What does Bud Crawford have to offer Errol Spence that Manny Pacquiao doesn't have times 3? A great fight? That's what you say, a great fight? How do you know that? Manny Pacquiao can offer a great fight. Why can't Manny Pacquiao offer a great fight? He can offer that. Manny Pacquiao just got beaten Keith Thurman. That's a better win. That's a better win than Terrence Crawford has. More money? No. More belts? No. More exposure? No. Literally nothing. Okay? Literally nothing. A WBO title specifically over a WBA? Okay. Okay. Like I said, nothing. Okay? Nothing. Nothing. Let me ask you a question. What does Terrence Crawford have to offer? What does Terrence Crawford have to offer Errol Spence Jr. that Canelo Alvarez doesn't? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Say Errol Spence Jr. just wants to make as much money and get as much accolades and as much and a belt. What does Bud Crawford have to offer that Canelo Alvarez doesn't have to offer times 10 or 20? Nothing. See, that's what you guys are missing here. Okay? Your argument falls on its face because if I take your same argument that you're applying from Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford, if I apply that same logic to Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, you lose. Because the truth of the matter is, the only people that need or want, the only person that significantly gains, or let me phrase this, the only guy who is the best option for the other guy between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford is Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is literally the best Errol Spence can do. Literally the best that Terrence Crawford can do with Errol Spence. It's the best. The best. That's not true for Errol Spence. Errol Spence Jr. has at least 3 people that he can do, 2 people that he can do better with, and 3 people that he could do the same with. Canelo, Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter rematch. A Sean Porter rematch will get Errol Spence Jr. everything that he gets from Terrence Crawford except for a belt. Same money. Same money. Can somebody tell me if Terrence Crawford is a big draw? See, that's the thing. That's why I'm saying think your arguments all the way through. That's why I don't debate you guys. I tell you all the time I don't even do it because it's not fair. It's not fair. You don't think your shit through. And I'm just being for real with you. I don't mean to be insulting you. You do not think yourself through. You don't think your stuff through. You don't think if I make this argument, it's the same money. It's more money. It's more money. It's more money. There's no, but let me tell you, you know why it's more money? Because there's no co-promotional deal with Top Rank. It's more money. Not the same money. It's more money. More money. Because he gets everything with Sean Porter. With Sean Porter, he can promote the whole thing himself. For Sean Porter, he can claim all the television rights. He can do all of the pay-per-view rights, all of the international rights. If he fights Terrence Crawford, he got to split that. The back money, he's got to split with Bob Arum in Top Rank. He's got to split all of that. Sean Porter ain't got to split shit. And he's still going to do 400,000 pay-per-view buys. And he ain't got to split shit. But you forgot about Bob's cut, right? You think Bob's going to be in there tonight? You think Bob is going to take 30% of everything? You think that? You think that? That's why Bob said 50-50, we can get it done quick because we get some of this money. You don't get it. Sean Porter, if Sean Porter gets a rematch with Errol Spence Jr. and Errol Spence wants to hardball him, he ain't getting all that money. He going to walk away with 30% of that shit. He going to walk away with 30%. Maybe 30%. 70-30, dog. I got all the belts. 70-30. 70-30. And guess what? Sean Porter will make more money off the 30% than Terrence Crawford would make off the 50% because of Bob Arum and Top Rank. They get paid, homie. They get paid. Why do you think that the zone can't get Top Rank, can't get PBC fighters? Why do you think that? Because Eddie Hearn has to get paid. Eddie got to get paid. Okay? There's no Eddie and no Bob in the pockets of Sean Porter or Errol Spence Jr. And Errol Spence Jr. said that on multiple occasions. He said, I ain't got nobody in my pockets. Oops. I'm stealing that, BFTV. Oops. You don't think your argument's through. Stick with who's the best fighter, because that's all you can do. Because I can say 550,000 pay. Think about a negotiation, dude. Think about the negotiation and how that would go. Just think about it. You might as well be working at McDonald's negotiating with the owner of McDonald's. You right? You have been a good employee for McDonald's and you've been working at this McDonald's for 10 years. You have done an excellent job on fries. You've done an excellent fucking job flipping them burgers. You make sure the bathroom is spotless. You've gotten multiple awards for the cleanest bathroom in a McDonald's in the state of Arizona. You are killing that shit being a worker at McDonald's, and you don't want $10 an hour anymore. You want 50. And the manager says, no, I will hire somebody else to do the same shit you're doing, and it won't cost me an extra $40 an hour. Get the fuck out of here. Go clean up Burger King. That is an exaggerated version of the conversation that would take place between Errol Spence's team and Terrence Crawford. Yes, you are one of the best fighters in the world, no doubt. Pound for pound, number one guy. Hey, I love it. That's a good marketing ploy. I love it. That is worth 30%. I like it. Well, no, I want 50. No. Because I'm going to walk over there and I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao fights me. I am going to make more money with Manny Pacquiao than I will make with you. So, and let me explain what that is. Okay, we'll give you a little bit of lessons here. That's called a BAFTA. It's called BAFTA. Here, let me teach you boys something. It's called a BAFTA. Does anybody know what a BAFTA is? I'm going to look in here. I know I'm going a little bit over. I'm sorry. My shit got cut off. But KQKC is on, so make sure you pop off when we get off. Does anybody know what a BAFTA is? If you don't, just say no. I have no problem. I have no problem going into it. But and trolls, specifically. Any troll. Do you know what a BAFTA is? Since I don't have anything come up yet, let me explain to you what a BAFTA is. Okay? BAFTA. BAFTA. It's an acronym that you use in negotiation. There's two terms in negotiations that you use. Best alternative to a negotiated agreement. BAFTA. Your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. That's BAFTA. Okay, take notes. Take notes. Take notes, boy. Hey, people that want to argue with me, take notes, boy. Take notes, boy. Best alternative to a negotiated agreement. BAFTA. BATNFA. BAFTA, yeah. BAFTA, not BAFTA. BAFTA. Best alternative to negotiated agreement. Got it? You know what that means? Best. Alternative means what? That means something different to reaching an agreement. What am I going to do if this agreement falls apart? That's what that is. Best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Got it? Best alternative. Yeah, no worry, Pitbull. The real Pitbull. Best alternative to a negotiated agreement. BAFTA. Now, do you know who wins an agreement? And I'm not talking about all this stupid shit y'all be saying about A side, B side. Okay? You dumb motherfuckers talk about A side, B side. That shit doesn't exist. Okay? It's bullshit. But who has the best BAFTA is the A side. It's not determined on how much money you made the last fight versus how much money you made this fight. It's about who has the best alternative if the agreement falls apart. Who needs the one guy more than the other guy. So if I say you want to work on my house, right? Let's give an example. You want to work on my house, you do bathrooms. And I say, and I want a bathroom built. You need to pay your rent this month because you don't have any work. I have 15 other guys that I can go to build my bathroom. You say you want $10,000 for your bathroom. I say I want to pay you $2,000 for your bathroom, for the bathroom. What is the best alternative? Huh? Stick with me, kids. I'll explain it. So, who is the A side in this? Who is I am? Because I can go away from you and get somebody else to build it for maybe $3,000. If you don't take this for $2,000, I'm telling you no, and I'm going to go hire this other guy for $3,000. I'm done. I'm not going to use you. If you don't take $2,000, I'm going to go to this other guy. If you don't take $2,000, you get kicked out of your house. So if you say no to my $2,000, you get kicked out of your house. And if you say no, I just go hire somebody else. I win. I'm going to win that negotiation because you don't want to get kicked out of your house. You can say, "Oh, I'll take the $2,000. Thank you. You're going to take what I give you." Now, switch it the other way around. Switch it the other way around. You build bathrooms. I'm trying to sell my house, and I have to have this bathroom built this week. And there's nobody else available that will do it. I want to pay you $2,000, and you're picking between somebody doing my bathroom and doing somebody else's bathroom that you can take 2 weeks to do versus you having to do it this week for the same amount of money. And you say, "Hey, I want who is the strongest guy?" My best alternative is for me not to sell my house if the deal doesn't go. So I gotta have to pay the $10,000. You, if I don't pay the $10,000, can just go earn $9,000 from somebody else. You're gonna win. You're the A side. That's the real A side, not this crap you guys talk about who made the most money, who had the most ticket sales. And I'm gonna prove this to you because if you listen to what Shelly Finkel said about the negotiation between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder when they were on the Boxing Voice, and they said, "Well, who's the A side? Isn't it Anthony Joshua?" And Shelly Finkel said, "Look, man, there ain't no A side when you say no. If I tell you no, you're not the A side of an agreement I said no to. I'm going somewhere. What's my best?" Deontay Wilder could tell Anthony Joshua, "You're giving me 50%, or you go fight somebody else." Well, if he doesn't give you the 50%, what is Deontay Wilder going to do? "Oh, I'm going to go fight Luis Ortiz for 10, and I'm okay with that. Either this guy's going to give me 50, or I'm going to go fight Luis Ortiz for 10. I'm okay with that. That's my alternative." What is Anthony Joshua's alternative? He goes fight Pulev for the same money. Okay, great. The fight's gone because they were both willing to walk away. That's what a negotiation is. And then you work within the zone of possibility, which is called a ZOPA, this is typically called a ZOPA, and you try to move the agreement back and forth within there. So applying that same fact to Errol Spence Jr., Errol Spence Jr. doesn't need Terrence Crawford at all. At all. And Terrence Crawford says he doesn't need Errol Spence. If he's willing to continue to fight guys that fight fans don't want to see, then so what? He doesn't care. He's going to get his money. He's going to move on. But Errol Spence Jr. is not in some position where if he doesn't fight Terrence Crawford, he's missing out on something. He's going to get the same money or more. He already has 2 belts. If he fights Terrence Crawford, if he fights Pacquiao, he's going to get 3. Anyway, I hope you get my point. But I'm sure you can go make an argument in a video acting like you understand that shit. Because I know you don't. Spence Zopa is much greater with the PBC. It is. It is. It is. Because there is more room to change things. From what I understand, from what I see, I believe that it is. Because there's much, number one, there's a lot less money being given to promoters on that side. Because over here, Bob Arum is part of the agreement. Errol Spence isn't just talking to man. Actually, he's not even dealing with Terrence Crawford. He's dealing with Bob Arum. The whole negotiation doesn't really include Terrence Crawford. The negotiation is Errol Spence negotiating with Bob Arum, isn't it? Because he's cutting a deal with Top Rank. He's not cutting a deal with Terrence Crawford. But anyway, look, man, I'm running over my time. Much love to everybody. Let me read these super chats that came through earlier. It's my bad, man, on the thing falling on my chat falling off. But I'm gonna make sure that I don't do you guys wrong. But please, y'all bums, keep my name out your mouth. Man. Go to BFTB. Same people talking all this smack won't go nowhere near BFTB, man. BFTB's got that game. BFTB is prepared for debates. BFTB got his facts lined up, and he will go ad hominem on you for days. He will do that to you dudes for days. CRB said, if Wilder wins, they're going to say Wilder Fury 1-1. Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, my God, I forgot to mention the ticket stuff. Check out the video I do about that ticket stuff. I think some shady shit's going on with that. D-Style Boxing, the building. Much love in that super chat. And I think that's it. I think everybody else I got. Salute from Hurricane C Travels. My bad, man. So what's good for nine? Haven't commented in a long time. Teddy Fresh. I bought my tickets first thing. I'm sitting in row S17. See Wilder become the new champ. Damn, Teddy Fresh, you got some money. Because that shit is not, those tickets are not cheap. Mass Arms said, keep up the great work for nine. Them haters, number one. Yes, sir. Ghetto Light said, damn for nine. Who lit the fuse? Man, these guys have been going crazy for weeks now, man. I mean, just under the, bubbling under. They're off in the middle of the woods yelling, but whatever. Hurricane C Travel said, don't let them kids get you stressed, brother. Hey, man, not too bad. Corey Yellow Man Jack said, I can see you putting, I'll say, Fanon, I see you putting out consultation videos on, try to get your life together, right? Consultation videos on Patreon. Yeah. Dude, get your life right, man. Come on with all this, dog. It ain't that hard. And Daniel Sanders said, hey, Fanon, salute to you, brother. Salute to you, man. I'm so sorry I didn't get to that when the chat broke up. Drew Titan said, that is a racist shot from Kim. Of course it is, man. Daniel, the 60-year-old guy said, before I was born, I was in the birth of integration at 14 years old. 50 years later, nothing changed. Keep educating Fanon and love how you explain things. Yes, sir. I think I got everybody else in this, man. I appreciate y'all for all that love and support, man, for always coming by the channel. And look, for you clowns that I was basically dumping on, dog, y'all ain't bad guys, man. You ain't bad guys, but you get caught. You just caught up on. Just leave me alone. I mean, go in the back and have your little battles. Have your battles with people that give a fuck about you. I don't care. That goes to you cats if you in Taiwan. I don't care what you think. If you're in the UK, I don't care what you think. If you're in Detroit, I don't care what you think. You in Baltimore, I don't care what you think. Dude, I don't care if you disrespectful, I don't care what you think. Because right there, you're disrespectful and you being just fucking not clout chasing. You're just lonely or some shit. Okay, want attention. I don't know what it is, but I don't care. I turn you completely off when you make videos about me. Completely. If you make statements about me, I cut you completely off. And because my channel is aimed towards people who are older than 35, my subscribers don't even care what you think because they're old enough to realize what you're doing. We were doing that shit to one another when we were 25 and 28 years old, and we saw how that played out. LA, baby, we saw how that played out. It's not constructive. It's not productive. It doesn't get you anywhere. All the guys that were not involved in that stupidity and all that shit when we were 19, 20, 25 years old, those are the guys that got multi-million-dollar insurance companies and making movies in Hollywood, and they're doctors and they're living in these gigantic houses. Those are the people that didn't get involved in any of that shit. They, from a young age, were disciplined. They were focused on taking care of their business. They set goals for themselves. They worked towards those goals. They accomplished those. They accomplished those goals, and now they're off doing what they do. Okay, we've already been the route of the hater channels. Okay, you guys that do these hate videos, you guys are going to be stuck at 1,000. If you're at 1,000 subscribers when you started it, you're going to be at 1,200 subscribers 3 years from now, because the only way that you're getting anybody coming is if some other channel is big enough for you to feed off of. You're like the flies picking around the ears of an elephant. If the elephant dies, the little birdies starve because there's no worms to eat off their back. Okay? Stop being a parasite and just be a producer. Okay? It's harder work to do, but eventually it'll pay off for you in something, even if it's mowing lawns. The guy that is the best in the world at mowing lawns is a multimillionaire. I guarantee you. Whoever it is that's the best, because you can go from mowing lawns to doing landscaping, right? The world's best landscaper is got a shitload of dough, okay? And could have started with them mowing lawns. But if they just sitting around the block talking shit about the guy that's pushing the lawnmower from house to house, they still sitting on that porch talking shit about the guy with the lawnmower, while the guy with the lawnmower is now on lawnmower number 90, right? Who got a bunch of cats working for him, and all he's doing is talking to his accountant about how many when these people gonna pay that $100 to get this lawn mowed. You get what I'm saying? Now, let me go get out of here, get to my other job. And with that, let me say, said, I've been listening a while. I'm working today, and you are speaking the truth, brother. Thank you, MMT pros. Anyway, that's it with that, man. I got to get out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat and the super chat. We'll be back. Hey, I'm doing it. Hey, see you tomorrow, man. And I ain't gonna miss no holidays, dog, because I ain't lazy. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.